I really ought to be doing another thing right now, but after that fucking episode 5, I kind of need to see what happens next. I kind of need to see. I kind of need to know. So, let's see what happens in episode 6. Welcome along to a Has Been Hotel reaction thing. If you've not been along to one of these before, then here's more or less how they work. This is my chill out, relax, do whatever the hell I want channel. I don't like to do editing on this channel because it's the channel, it's supposed to be the lazy channel where I don't do work. So I'm foisting off a bit of the work to you because I can't show you just the whole fucking episode on screen. Amazon gets testy about that sort of thing. So instead, you are going to have the episode on your screen. And the way it's going to work is you and I are like two people sitting next to each other on a couch with each our own laptop or phone or whatever, and each our own pair of headphones watching the same thing. Occasionally, I get into a yappy mood. It happens more than a few times. And I'll be like, oh, I need to talk about this. And I'll say 3, 2, 1, pause. And we'll pause at the same time. And once I'm done talking, I'll be like, okay, I'm done now. 3, 2, 1. Go, and we'll go at the same time, and that's how we're going to stay in sync. There's also going to be subtitles on the screen to sort of help you out, and a timestamp up in the upper left corner, which is mostly sort of accurate, to help you stay sort of in sync with where things are. Now, if this is particularly inconvenient to you, yeah, it is, on purpose, but there is a more convenient way to see these things if you want it without all of this troublesome nonsense. You can find that on the channel Discord if you are a paying member or a Patreon supporter or whatever at any level. You can find that over there, but you don't have to do it. Plenty of people seem to be enjoying doing things this way just fine. So, episode 6. A calm episode, I'm sure. A chill, relaxing episode where we just get to... It's the beach episode. I think it's called Scream Rain, and that sounds like a beach episode to me, where we're just going to hang out. It's going to be chill vibes, cozy core. Everyone's going to have a good time, and nothing bad is going to happen. 3, 2, 1, go. Amazon. Bum 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 boo. Oh, we're name dropping her again. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, pause. Just over 7 years ago, Lilith had a dream. With her song, she rallied the sinners of hell to attack heaven in an effort to liberate us. Did she? Okay, so, a bunch of the Discord chat is saying that they can't hear anything, and then a bunch of the Discord chat is saying that they can't. Hi, Artemis. No, not now, sweetie. Not right now. Don't step on keyboard. That's not helping. A bunch of them are saying that they can't, which is a little bit frustrating. Yes, hi. Yes, I know, baby. Oh, no. Yeah, she wants to wrestle my arm. Okay, yeah. Here. Wrestle my arm. Wrestle my arm. Ow, 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 ow. Lots of people can hear me. Lots of people can't. It seems to be flickering in and out. Okay. I'm gonna... Yes. Hi, Artemis. Artemis, you little monster. You little monster. I'm gonna try and restart Discord. So I'm gonna end the event and then I'm gonna come back right away. Let people who can't hear me know that that's what I'm gonna do. And then we'll see if that does anything. Okay, let's see if that works. It works now. Hooray! Discord sucks. I hate Discord. Discord is a piece of shit. Discord bad. Have you stopped? You don't want to wrestle my arm anymore? Good. Okay, what was I saying? Right. So, Vox's telling is, Lilith had a dream. With her song, she rallied the sinners of hell to attack heaven in an effort to liberate us. Before she could wage her war, she disappeared. I wonder if that's what actually happened. I wonder if that is what actually happened. Because I can definitely... I believe Lilith rallied the sinners with her song and wanted to argue for better conditions, right? Like, wanted to argue for a better possibility, a better life for people in hell. Now people are getting no vid... Oh my god. I hate Discord. I hate Discord. Discord bad. Oh, one of the cats just threw up. Hang on. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, well, seems like my cat Apollo ate a leather bookmark, and then he vomited it up. Cats. I think he's fine, I suspect. He's eaten dumb shit before and vomited it up. He's gonna be fine. It's just... dumb, silly cat. Honestly. Anyway, what I was saying, Jesus fucking Christ, I wonder if that's true. I wonder if she was trying to wage a war, or if she was just trying to get Heaven's attention to negotiate for something better. I wonder. I wonder what exactly the situation was there. Because again, if a theme of the season so far is miscommunication, right? If a theme of the season is this Tower of Babel thing where people aren't talking, people aren't hearing each other, people aren't speaking to each other's realities, then I could see a scenario in which Lilith was trying to say, hey, what if we all join together to demand better from Heaven, and then that very quickly becomes like, yeah, kill him, like something went wrong in the communication, or Heaven misconstrued the communication, like Lilith was coming there arguing for better conditions, and Heaven was like, you're gonna kill us all! And the only way she had to prevent an all-out war was to go into a hostage situation. Like, I could see that as a possibility. I feel like Vox especially would be deliberately, like, because he's Captain Misinformation, right? Like, I feel like he would be deliberately distorting the story of Lilith to his own ends. That seems like a very Vox thing to do. Anyway, let's... also... Carmilla, hello? I guess Zestial is just hanging out in the web up there, or one of his minions is, maybe. I do like her better with the hair down, still. But it's very funny that he's making Velvette apologize. And, like, she's responding to it like a moody teenager by disappearing down into her phone even harder. Woman who's never had to smile genuinely a day in her life. You can see her struggling with the forgive me. It's like physically difficult for her. That's delightful. Literally shaking herself off afterwards like she feels dirty for having done it. Aw. Hilarious. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. Ah, Vox, you're so bad at this. It's not... Okay. He doth profess... That might actually be correct. Ah, well, there we go. 3, 2, 1, pause. Listen, again, I have this problem. I know enough about Old English to know when it's not right. And this, but I'm not sure here. Because it's definitely better than it was the first season. My truest wish is that you cometh. You cometh doesn't feel right. Thou comest, because you is plural. When you're speaking to a single person, it's thou. But you is for situations where it's like plural, or if you're speaking to like a king or something like I believe it's like a formal address or plural is you. And for an individual person that you're speaking with as an equal, it's thou. So it's thou. And my truest wish is that you come to your senses. It feels as though that should be thou comest to thy senses. And again, thine is correct possessive. Because that's about like when it's someone's something, it's a thing that belongs to someone, which is like her senses. But is not thy? Thou comest to thy senses post haste. It's something. Again, actual people who know the grammar of Old English can correct me in the comments, but it doesn't feel right. Also, post haste. Is that Shakespearean? It feels a little more recent. I don't know. Also, like, I have no idea what the fuck era he's supposed to be from. And also, I should also note, if Zestial speaks like incorrect Old English on purpose, that's also cool. Like, that's fine. That's fine as a part of his character that he speaks like incorrect Old English because he's pretending to be fancier than he is or whatever. It's fine as a piece of characterization. It's just one of my little personal bugbears that is like, no, that doesn't 100% sound correct. I should really fucking study some Old English grammar. He doth profess allegiance to hell. I think is correct, though. But Zestial definitely mixes and matches a lot of modern English grammar construction with Old English spellings and like styles in a way that I'm not 100% sure of to the extent to which it is intentional for his character, because again, we know so little about his character. Like he hardly ever shows up to do much of anything except sort of be mysterious and old. I mean, she says, I won't lose anyone else. I guess the rings imply dead lover? She lost a lover and she's promised that person to protect their daughters forever. And that's the fear that she's operating from. Is my read on that, but I guess we'll find out. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh dear. Oh, fuck off. What, Rain? Oh. Ah, the girls are fighting. Yeah, what about Angel, huh? Yeah, he does. Oh, oh. Charlie. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Lilith, you gotta show up sometime, girl. I do love that Kiki is grooming herself like fucking Mawile. That is fantastic. That's genuinely adorable. Stretch, yoink. What a perfect cat. Perfect little baby. I love women in STEM. What? Sorry, I didn't say anything. Anyway, when he says it's gross, because he doesn't mean it. Why is there scream rain? Why is there rain that screams? Why is that? I like that they animated the mouth on it, but why is there rain that scream? Why is screaming rain? Hey, what about Angel? No, 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 no. Angel can wait. What about they're playing patty cakes? Oh, that's fantastic. That's wonderful. That's so sweet. But just what about Angel? And he does that? What about Angel? And he touches the wall and stops, hunched over? Come on. Come on, man. He has to brace himself for what he's about to say. You can see it on him. Like, deep breath. Looks away because he can't stand to even face it. He's a grown-up. He doesn't need me. I mean, that's what Angel said. Like, Angel said, I don't need you. I don't need your help, right? Angel said that, and Husk took that to heart. And also, Husk is still feeling quite bad for being the one who got Angel in front of all of Charlie's trouble. Oh, they're playing patty cakes. Oh, that's sweet. And of course, Vaggie and Charlie fighting like a couple of high school girls. Again, Husk isn't wrong. He can correctly diagnose the problem even if he can't help. I do like that this guy has stuck around. Like he's like, yeah, no, I believe in the hotel still somehow, which is nice. Good on you, buddy. Anyway, rather. 3, 2, 1, go. You have to talk to each other. I'm sorry, what? Oh, are we going back to gambling? Oh, no. Keith David. Loser baby. House always wins, Husk. You know this. Three, two, one. Pause. Yes, hello, Hermes. What? What's with the yowling? What's with the scream? What's with the scream, baby? What's with the scream? What? No, no stepping on the keyboard. No. No. You can be here, but you can't be on the desk. Hermes. He's a black and white cat too, just like Husk. So first of all, what the fuck is Nifty about to do? Baxter seems excited. Is it like a mecha form? Is that what she's doing? She is excited about it. Certainly. Oh dear. Little card rabbit. I like that the ears are playing cards with diamonds on them. I mean, of all the places to lose your savings, the slot machines, really? Even here, so far in the background. What? Want it in? Now you want out? Okay. Actually, out? Okay. Sometimes he doesn't want out. He just wants me to open the door so he can look out and then decide to go back in. It's all very cat themed, isn't it? I guess this is his old casino. Like, this would be his old casino then. The one he used to own when he was an overlord. Again, with the long tail being used to sweep up into. Is that a cherry demon? Or something? Huh. I guess, yeah, it would be a cherry demon because it's all gambling themed, right? So it's like the cherry is on the slot machine. Ah, look at all that full animation. Just full body work. I'm gonna have to listen to this song like 20 to 130,000 times. Uh, much like the Lucifer scenes. Excellent use of the wings as part of Husk's expression. I think he did that move, like grabbing the suspenders and then marching that way. I think he did that exact move during Loser Baby as part of his dance choreography. This is really, like, definitely a lot of the compositors playing with, like, the highlight, like the spotlight that's following him around. Loser Baby. I like the use of the framing. Like, that he stands between the two slot machines, and then he sees the drink, and it's like... it pulls him, right? That he's had this sort of, like, disaffected attitude, right? I feel sorry for myself, makes me want to drink, etc., etc. And then the drink comes out, and the affect changes completely. Rather than him sort of self-expressing, now it's chasing, right? He's literally chasing the drink. And that little club's cat seems to know exactly what they're doing. Once again, background character design alert. God damn. That two-headed wolf design is fucking rad. Look at that. Yeah, it's definitely Husk's old casino. It's all of his iconography is here. I don't know that I have that much to say. I'm just kind of enjoying all this choreo. Again, those offset animation timings, right? Really keeping things smooth, keeping Husk separated from the motion of the little cat demons there, for the most part, keeping the cat demons offset from one another. All just to give the whole frame that smoothness. There's a lot of very good choreo happening here as well. And when I say choreo, I don't just mean in terms of like, oh, dance choreography. I mean choreography in terms of, again, the animators. Presumably there's been more than one animator on these shots, and they're working together very well, like managing these characters and their motion in a way that's really appealing and effective. I like the the spades eyes on that one. Like, there's lots of integration of, like, you got the club's cat, you got spades eyes, right? There's a lot of that integration, like, all over the place. We got 8-ball head girl here. There's a lot of that gambling integration all over the place. And it's nice and varied. It's not the same every time. I like that dice rabbit design. Oh, hey! Cannibals. An actual roulette wheel head. Oh, that's cool. Diving in quicksand is faster than sinking. Yeah, because what Husk is looking for is oblivion, right? Like, that's the thing that's true of addiction a lot of the time. That, like, a lot of what drives, or what can, like, addiction is a varied and difficult thing to sort of nail down to any one thing. But a lot of what can drive addictive behavior is the addiction provides a numbing effect against whatever misery is happening in your life. Like, the addiction provides, like, a consistent way to manage or regulate your emotions, your feelings, that is controllable, or at least feels controllable, in the sense that, like, gambling, for example, it's an action you can choose to undertake, right? I feel fucked up and I can't be in my body and I can't think and I can't exist and I cannot feel myself and I cannot stand being present in my life right now. But if I choose to go gambling, then I can get that, like, that high, that dopamine rush over and over again that can grant me oblivion for a minute, right? So I don't have to feel in myself in that way. I can chase the high. Addiction can be like that. And that seems to be what they're driving at with Husk here. Is he's left the hotel, he has decided that, like, he's given up on Angel, basically, or rather, he's not given up on Angel so much as he's given up on himself ever having anything like a relationship or any kind of stability with Angel and with the hotel, right? Right. Charlie is a nutcase. Alistair owns my soul. Angel doesn't need me. Well, okay then. Fuck it. I can lose myself in gambling. I can lose myself in alcohol. I can stop being present in myself. I can stop feeling the world, right? Nice differential timing on those speed lines. Right. Chase the infinite high right up until the house always wins, right? What a bunch of appealing little character designs those characters are. And it is the thing, like, Husk knows, right? Like, Husk used to run this fucking place. He knows the house always wins, right? Like, it's not a matter of he thinks it's going to work out differently this time. He thinks he's got to figure out, right? That's not what it is. Like, he knows better than that. And that's not why he's there. He's there just to vanish, right? To stop existing. And so we return to some of the iconography of Loser Baby, right? Like, this is the same sort of neon light iconography that Loser Baby used. same stylization. But this time it's all husk. Right? And you can see again, like, the lyrics sort of... Love is in the eyes of the beholder. Gin never lies or fucks you over. It goes down the same every time, right? Yeah, it's fucked up, and it's wrong, and it's not going to help me. It's going to be bad. But it's consistent, right? Gin goes down the same every time, right? It's consistent. I can control it. I can rely on it. It's going to fuck me up exactly the same way each time I do it. Rather than the chaos and the uncertainty of having to deal with trying to manage his feelings or a relationship with Angel. And not necessarily a romantic one, although, let's be real, obviously a romantic one, but not necessarily that, right? Just a relationship at all, right? Like being a person. Literally drowning in it. Drowning his sorrows. Impressive bottle animation there. Lots of cheating to camera, but... Because it's definitely not a 3D projection. It is... That looks hand-animated. Oh, yeah, it is. It's very funny that he fucking loses a cups and ball game. It's very funny that he loses at the cups and balls. It's not even a casino game. That's a fucking street hustler game. It's the oldest scam in the world. It is genuinely funny that he loses on that, of all things. The house, the house, the house. The loser, baby. Again, they've gotta put out those cards as merch, don't they? Home in a bottle, bottle numb in a bottle. I don't need nothing that's not from a bottle. Poor baby. Silly baby. 3, 2, 1, go. Does she? Oh, Jesus. Three, 2, 1, pause. Well, now. I do like, I don't have time for this lesbian drama. Which, like, yeah, fair assessment of what's happening here. And the two of them, like, arguing completely as at cross purposes, right? Like, making different arguments in the same direction. And then getting upset at one another. Because they agree with each other. And Carmilla just being always the most. With her ballerina steps. Right? She doesn't just step down. She arms out, 1-4, and then down into, I think there's a specific name for some of these moves in ballet that I don't know. And right up on point again. And then down into the whatever that thing is called. Carmilla just always does the most. I appreciate that in her character animation. That she never just walks somewhere or goes somewhere when she's in overlord mode, right? Like, she takes a much more naturalistic behavior, like with Zestial in The Office, or with her daughters. Like, when she's not posturing or performing for someone, she takes a much more naturalistic, much more like sort of much less postured, much less like straight up and down. She takes a much less rigid style of motion. But when she is in Carmilla mode, it's that, right? It's that up on the toes, chest forward, like poised, posed, perfect. And Vaggie here about to have what seems like a PTSD flashback. And the animators here animating her like fully on twos. And you can see like it's even from frames where there's very, very little change. It is full animation. Like, they are moving the whole head because they want, like, this moment of face acting for her requires that level of fluidity where you can see like the tension building up around the corner of her lip, in her eye. And the way that, like, as the memory asserts itself and she can't hold it out, you can see the sort of flickering, the change in her eye, the way that her mouth trembles. Right, so the Exorcist army was very much forged with abuse, I see. Again, there's that question of, like, where did the Exorcists come from exactly? Were they... They weren't created 7 years ago, right? Vaggie isn't 7 years old, right? Right? Kinda need her not to be 7 years old, please. And I do wonder, like... And I'm sorry for, like... I'll be scrolling back and forth between the physical abuse here a bunch, which, you know... So Vaggie has a specific reaction to her being slapped by Lute. Jesus Christ. And seemed to be trying to comfort her, and then... Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Just, oh my god, the implications of this. Oh, man. I have to imagine this is... functionally basic training, right? In the way that modern militaries spend a lot of time and effort and attention on breaking down recruits, completely breaking them down, and then trying to build them up again within a group identity that is formed in the military with the unit, right? And part of the purpose of that is so that when or if they see combat, in actual combat situation, they will follow instinct, prioritize protecting themselves and their own above all else, and they won't, like, as much as possible to try and eliminate a natural empathy for the enemy, right? So that the soldier can act with decisive action when given an order by a superior officer and so on. Like it's very abusive. Don't join the military, kids. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. I don't care what country it's in. Don't do it. If you have any other option, try to stay away. Because it is a form of, like, maybe not necessarily, well, I mean, you hear stories. This is not really that extreme by the standard of the shit you hear come out of many countries' militaries. They are extremely abusive environments and cultish in the way that they control things. And, like, the takeaway I have here is, I think that exterminator was haunted by what they were doing. Would be my guess, is that she could not fucking stand the killings. Because, you know, you shouldn't be able to stand the killings. It's bad if you're able to stand the killings. That's not a desirable space to be in. And she's breaking down, and Lute sees that as treachery. She's a traitor because she has sympathy for the enemy. And Adam mostly just enjoys an opportunity to abuse women because he's a piece of shit. And this is an extension of it, right? It's an extension of that abuse. Vaggie shows weakness by having sympathy for the enemy, you know, not wanting to kill a child, and Lute responds with more abuse, because that's... it's all Lute knows how to do. It's all Lute knows how to do, right? Like, Lute has nothing else except this in her, right? Like, no other way to respond to the world except abuse and violence. And again, part of the relationship she has with Adam is Adam enables Lute's abusive behavior, right? That's part of where Lute feels empowered by Adam, is Adam enables her to do that, right? He uses his authority and his power to enable her to enact that kind of abuse over others, and that's the power she gets from the relationship, right? Even though Adam is also an abusive piece of shit with Lute, as we see in season 1. I had some people in my comments talking about, like, oh, I'm being so unfair to Adam, he actually treated Lute okay, and it's like, no the fuck he didn't. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? We cannot have Adam defenders out here. We can't have that. They're like, oh, he just called her a dumb bitch one time because of the shield, and it was just a joke. Wasn't serious. Like, are you listening to your fucking self? Are you listening to your fucking self? The man spends the entire season demonstrating that he's a violent misogynist who enjoys murdering people as entertainment, and you're like, no, but he was probably nice to Lute, though? You think he wasn't an abusive piece of shit to her as well? Do you think... like, do you think he only abused other people and he was cool with Lute? Or do you think Lute adopted a lot of abuse of other women, especially under his command, as a way to avoid being the target of his abuse? Like, the fuck do you... like, oh my god. We cannot have Adam defenders. We can't have those. Oh, he smiled at her before he died. Yeah. Just... no. No. Like, literally everything Adam ever does, ever at any point he's on screen for the entirety of episode 1 is demonstrate that he's an abusive piece of shit who gets off on killing people and who just loves being a misogynist. Like, loves that more than anything else in the world. He loves being a misogynist. He backs up Lute when Lute is doing what he wants. When Lute is following his commands, like when she is like taking his side and talking up his points. In the I Didn't Know song, yeah, like Lute, like, what are we even talking about? And Adam is singing harmony with her because she's doing what he wants. I promise you, I swear to God, if Lute had defied Adam even one time for any reason, it would be her on the ground. This would be Lute on the ground in an alleyway with missing an eye and an arm, and Adam would be walking away saying, sucks to be you, babe. Thought you were smarter than this, bitch. Like, that would be what happened. We cannot have Adam defenders. Like, sorry, no, not valid, invalid. Adam defending, invalid, right? And I was like, you can write your fan fictions, it's fine. He's a fictional character. It's not the same as, like, with a real person, but you have to understand the text of the thing. You have to understand the text of the show is Adam is the worst piece of shit that's ever walked the earth. He is you have to understand that, and then you can write your fan fiction where he's not a piece of shit, and that's fine, but you have to understand what the actual text says. Right? You can fix him. Absolutely, you can fix him. That's fine if you can fix him in fan fiction, but you can't. Not here. Not in canon. In fan fiction, you can fix him. Oh. Anyway, it's nice to see that Charlie sees this and understands what's happening with Vaggie, and that immediately sort of cuts. Like, that seems to cut through her anger, and she directs it instead at Carmilla, right? And steps in front of Vaggie to be defensive. And you can see it here as well, like, after Carmilla brushes them off, Charlie turns to Vaggie, is like, can you believe that bitch? And Vaggie just doesn't have it in her to respond at all. And you can see that fucks with Charlie's anger, right? And I like that gesture especially. That she also reaches over and touches her back on her shoulder. Almost like she's trying to feel what it is that Vaggie is feeling. As a gesture of empathy, that's pretty good. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. Dude. Wait. Wait. Wait, you're familiar. Oh. Okay, not... I thought it was Molly. He's got that on, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, hey, I remember you. Oh, he's Jessica Rabbiting so fucking hard. Losing streak. That was too short. Come on, that needs to be a 3-minute. 3, 2, 1, pause. That needs to be 3 minutes. Like, fuck off with that. What the hell? Because that's like only... Yeah, that's like... Fuck, man. That's only... It's only 2 minutes. Like, oh, goddamn. I was like, is that Molly? What the fuck is Molly doing down here? It's, no, it's not. They are Jessica Rabbiting very hard here. And like, not just in terms of, oh, it's like that. It's like, you had plenty money 20 years ago. It's not just that it's that kind of song. This especially, like this thing right here, this is a direct, Like, this is not even... This is a direct fucking quote, animation quote, from the Jessica Rabbit scene. It's a direct quote. Not even subtle. Jesus Christ. Okay, I mean, to be fair, if you have the chance to Jessica Rabbit, you gotta take the chance to Jessica Rabbit. When given the opportunity. The world's most heterosexual aromantic reaction. Yeah, you don't need him. You don't need him. He doesn't need you. Absolutely not. Of course not. It's the most gay panicked cat I've ever seen in my life. Also, not for nothing, it was about time we got some fucking drag in this show. Loved fucking the next season drag king performance, please. Give Charlie a drag king performance. Spindlehorse, you know I'm right. You know I'm right. Like, just like literally set Vaggie on fire. Give her a... Vaggie could do it too, absolutely. There's a lot of motion going on in those not breasts there. Like, the singing animation here is interesting. Like, look how much action is happening with the shoulders, especially. We have this slow lean forward and, like, pumping the shoulders to match the... Right? These little twirls and twist arounds. Full animation on twos, too. God damn. And again, kudos to the animators for working with the four arms and making them work for the gestures and supporting the keyframes of what Angel is doing. Because again, it's such a fucking thing to have to deal with four entire fucking arms when you're trying to animate a character. And again, I cannot say enough good about the compositing, because you really have to try and capture that soft light spotlight effect in a way that works for the space, and this is pretty damn well done. The glitter effect also is fun, because it's so obvious, like, because the glitter effect, as you can see, like, is also offset with some, like, I guess that's like a custom shader they've made for this. Because, like, the glitter effect is static in the sense that if you pay attention to any one spot and sort of follow it, you can see that it doesn't really move that much relative to how Angel is moving. It's more like above a certain threshold, there's some kind of randomization change or something that swaps and moves a bunch. Like, there's some desynchronicity baked into this that, like, helps it get that shimmer. Yeah, really Jessica Rabbiting. Like, not quite like Jessica Rabbit. The animation on her focused more on sort of languid smoothness. Angel's strutting here more. Like, you can, like, the rhythm of it is like step, 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 like, and hitting like a key pose, hitting a pose with each step, like really sort of, it's more strutting, where Jessica Rabbit is sort of more like sidling, sliding around. This is more sort of posed and postured. Seriously, they gotta sell those playing cards at some point, right? They gotta. So there's a different energy to it. Like, he's Jessica Rabbiting, but they're not just copying it. Like, Angel has his own movement aesthetic here, and also one that's, I think, like, trying to fully capture the Jessica Rabbit animation style wouldn't really have worked for Has Been Hotel either. Right? Like, striking a pose like this and walking. And also, Jessica Rabbit's animation would not have used that effect. And again, that's not a comparison that's meant to be like negative or positive or whatever. Just that we're clearly referencing this style. Like, it's not just Jessica Rabbit, right? Like, there's other versions of this number given in any number of cartoons, right? Like, I was half expecting them to have the Tex Avery wolf, right? Like the whistling, howling, smacking his chair on the table wolf, because that's another classic reference, which is like from the Little Red Riding Hood cartoon from Tex Avery, where they play this exact same gag with like the sexy lounge singer. It's like, it's such a trope thing in like noir films and that style of fiction, right? Like, that's where it comes from. Again, playing with all the limbs, right? Angel has an extra arm, so he can tickle the guy's chin, steal his cigarette, and dump a drink on him at the same time, right? And it's that classic mixture of flirting, right? But also degrading, abusing, like that, playing that space between, right? Like, of making yourself available, but also completely unavailable. Right? You get the gentle touch and you get the rejection, right? The I'm so close, you could basically reach out and have me, but you can't have me, right? Push and pull, the tease. Anyway, if Husk wasn't absolutely monstrously down bad for Angel already, he fucking is now. Because, like, because I don't think Husk was down bad for Angel yet at this point in the story, right? I don't think Husk was down bad for Angel. I think Husk was attracted to Angel and felt very fond of Angel, but I don't think Husk was down bad for Angel. I don't think he felt his entire brain being reduced to mush, slowly dribbling into the back of his throat at the sight of Angel before. He fucking does now. The tease and the rejection, right? Right, kissing the chip and then flicking it in someone's face. The little fucking shimmy with the shoulders as well. Just wiggling that fluff for attention. And not like, and not to beg attention, but to command it. which is a thing that's like powerful in these kinds of femme fatale performances, right? It's is not like this character does not beg attention from anyone, right? It's not please pay attention to me. It is you are paying attention to me. You don't have a fucking choice in the matter because I am like the most gorgeous thing that has ever walked in this room, right? You are paying attention to me. You are looking at me. And I am reveling in the power that I hold over you from that. Right? That's the place where it's like that's one of the differences, like when you talk about a character being sexualized, like people talk about, oh, is that empowering? Is it disempowering? Is it objectifying? Like, and the place where a lot of people find appeal in it is in this kind of performance, right? Where by the sheer act of being charismatic, right? Because it's not just about being beautiful. This performance would probably be less compelling if Angel was fully naked, right? Like it works because it's that power of the tease, it's the power play and the interplay of the flirtation that makes it an appealing power fantasy, right? That it's not just about the character being sexualized or the character being seen as a sex object. It's about the character using this as a part of personal power, as a part of charismatic power, right? And there, you can talk about execution, like good or bad. I would say, again, drawing back to the comparison with like the Roger Rabbit example, very much in Roger Rabbit, like a lot of Jessica Rabbit as a character, the way that she's written, is very much about playing with and subverting that idea, right? Jessica Rabbit is not a bad girl, right? Like Jessica Rabbit is in fact like a very faithful wife to her husband. She's a very good girl. She's just drawn that way. And that's all about like playing with the delta between, you see Jessica Rabbit, you see how she performs, you make assumptions about who she is, right? You objectify her because she's drawn objectified. And there's a meta commentary there about the nature of cartoons, right? The nature of the way that you can get pigeonholed and like stuck into an essentialized nature in cartoons, which Who Framed Roger Rabbit is an interesting movie. I should fucking do a reaction video to that sometime, shouldn't I? This is not that. I think this is much more the power fantasy of it. This is much more about like commanding attention, owning a room simply by being in it. Someone's completely forgotten about his drink, hasn't he? That drink is still full. He's gotten his eye on another vice, I guess. Someone here knows how to work with a fucking S-curve, I'll tell you that for free. This to me reads like, again, not for me to say whether this is empowering or objectifying or whatever, but this is something that a lot of people will find to be a power fantasy, will find to be an empowering fantasy. And I'm not going to argue with that, because I think that's how it's framed. I think that's how it's meant to be understood. That this is a moment of Angel owning the room, right? And having total power in himself in this moment. I'm going to need to listen to that song another couple of hundred times. Huh. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, hey! A fizzbot. Obviously, yeah. Three, two, one, pause. Oh my god, he's so stupid! He's such a loser! And that's the thing, right, with Vox is extremely powerful, but only when people give him power. And Alistair doesn't. Alistair knows exactly how to deny Vox his power. And when he's denied his power, oh, he gets dumb. You think you can... I'm sorry, Vox. I don't know exactly how the power set interacts here, but, like, Valentino is, like, the king of mind control, unfortunately. Like, dude is Captain Date Rape drug on the wreck. He smokes that shit himself. I don't know that this is gonna work on him, unfortunately. Ugh. It's always nice to see a Fizzbot. Bouncy little motherfuckers. More good work with the multiple arms. Having Valentino play with the glass with both hands on the left side, that's quite good. And again, like, good gesture work. Like the little demonstrative leg crossover and then crossing the arms. Slide the upper body. Like, lead with the head, slide the upper body, follow with the legs. Gesture with the lower arm. It's all, again, complex character to fuck around with. Oh, man. Val is so easy also. Like, they're all so fucking easy, honestly. But, god damn you, Vox. You are the easiest, dumbest motherfucker of all. Nice fit, by the way, Velvette. Kind of digging that. But this little fucking cunty-ass reveal. Alistair's just been there the whole time. And it also, the implication is, while Vox has been off doing his little Hitler Trump thing, I think Val has been talking to the other Vs a little bit. What else has he got to do with his time? Talking seemed more like begging to me. And it's so easy. Right? The moment he gets the feeling that Alistair isn't respecting him, right? That Alistair is looking down on him in any way, shape, or form. I don't beg, I was demanding because I think... He's so stupid. He's not even looking what he's doing, right? Like, he just bashes the drink out of Val's hand and starts trying to push himself, and it's just... It's so pathetic because it's a dominance display, and it's not even for Valentino, right? He's not even trying to assert dominance over Val. He's trying to assert dominance over Alistair by being a dipshit to Val, right? He's so easy because you would think, right, that when Alistair is acting a brat, when Alistair is being a piece of shit, when Alistair is like fucking with him, that Vox would know, okay, I'm gonna punish Alistair for what he's doing. But no, he consistently punishes everyone else every time Alistair makes him feel bad. Because he's so dumb and he's such a loser. Oh my god. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. And again, Vox is not paying attention. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh, hello, Nifty. Nifty and Baxter. I like it. I like it. She was, yeah. Ah, ah, ow, ow, my heart. Oh, okay, jarring shift in tone. Fair enough. Well, when the tent is rocking. 3, 2, 1, pause. Holy fucking shit. You can also see on Vaggie's face that she knows what the pillow fort means, right? She knows. Like, she knows what the pillow fort is. She knows what that's for. Why we build that. Why do we build the pillow fort, my children? This gesture, by the way, I quite like that a lot. Because, like, there's a lot of ways when you're dealing with... What you're trying to perform with the character is vulnerability, right? Like that Charlie has sort of calmed down and thought about things a little bit and is now ready to be vulnerable. And there's a lot of different ways to approach that. I like this. That she's exposing her neck, right? This is fundamentally, like, as a physical position to be in with someone. Like, if you're towering over them and looking down on them, then it's arrogant. But if you're on the level with them and you lean and you expose your neck, that is fundamentally, like, physically, that's a vulnerable position. So that's a trusting position. So I think that's a good, like, that's a solid acting choice. That Charlie is, like, not quite ready to look Vaggie in the eyes, but she's making herself vulnerable there. And, you know, it's so rare in animation that we see good representation of female friendship. You know? It's nice, like, just girls who can relate to each other platonically, and be good friends with one another. And be naked together. And dance. And do, like, just, you know, like friends do. Like, good friends who... just in case anyone's taking this seriously. I'm kidding. This is what is known in the industry as an joke. I do not actually think that these two are anything other than the thespians Lexes. Although, like, Charlie's bi, but they are the two of them are currently in lesbians. And I like that too, as, like, this is the literal moment, right? Of reconnection. In the sense that they are reconnecting with each other. We're literally having them take each other's hand. And from that moment on, like, that's when the connection is made. And now the characters are finally talking to each other, right? In the same way that they have been physically separate and they've been emotionally separate from each other the whole season so far. Now they're finally having connection, physical connection, leading to emotional connection, leading to very physical connection. And that's being represented visually by the touch, right? It's hard sometimes to feel like you aren't hearing me. And you can see that that hits Charlie, right? That she understands how that is difficult for Vaggie. Because Charlie hasn't been hearing her. Charlie hasn't been hearing anything. The only thing Charlie has been hearing in the whole season so far is, you killed Pensius. Pensius is dead because of you. It was your fault. You made him leave. Right? Which, as we have an exploration of in this scene in further, is Charlie has this thing of, like, everyone leaves and it's my fault. So, like, not only was she feeling guilty about Pensius's death because of, you know, he died, it was also this thing of, like, I am the reason everyone I care about goes away. Right? I'm the one who pushes them away. I'm the one who drives them away. It's all my fault. I've internalized this thing. And As the child of a divorce. Oh. It's just like, I did not expect like a sniper bullet to be aimed directly at my fucking heart as well in this scene also. Hey, that was a little disconcerting. Like I saw a red dot just appear on my chest and then And again, I like the physical acting choices here. Right? That Vaggie can see that Charlie is like pouring her heart out, and all she does is just be close, right? Doesn't interrupt, doesn't say anything, doesn't push anything, ask questions. She just goes and becomes a part of her. And you can see that again in the acting and animation that Vaggie, like she comes in close, and from that moment on they're linked, right? Vaggie's movements follow hers. And she's like an extension of Charlie's body, this blanket that's hanging over her. And as a way to physically, like to represent that intimacy, right? Like that she's not there to ask questions or to do anything. She's just there to hear, right? To hear what she's feeling. You don't have permission to do that to people, Has-Been Hotel. That's not okay. That's not okay. What do you mean what I did? That's not all right. Listen, I could deal with a genocide. That's fine. Genocide is okay. Don't clip that out of context. The genocide is okay. Physical abuse, cool. I can take it all day long. No problem. The trauma, no. But you can't do this to people. You can't do that. That's not okay. Ah, Jesus Christ, don't clip that. Well, the chat is just full of Vox Tech employees. Jesus Christ. Can't a guy say anything anymore? Cancel culture. Can't even say genocide is fine anymore. Jesus. What has the world come to? Please don't clip that out of context. I'm seriously begging you. Please don't do that. And again, Charlie says it, right? All I've done is drive everyone away. And she says Pensius, right? I drove Pensius away. Which, like, no, you didn't, Charlie. Like, what are you talking about? Pensius, literally the only thing Pensius wants is to come back, right? But in her mind, it's the same thing, right? My mom left because of me. Whatever happened, like, which is like, again, it's an insane thing for her to think, right? It's an insane thing for her to think because she knows that Lilith was doing something else. She was empowering demons. She was trying to make changes in the world. And that was the thing that caused her to go away somehow. Like something happened over the course of that made her go away, right? Like Charlie knows that, but when you have a trauma, right? Like when you have this thing, it's not rational thinking, it's emotional thinking. It's fully in your emotions. And kudos for Charlie to being able to voice it, right? Because one of the very difficult things when you have that kind of trauma is because you know it's not rational, because you know it is not sensible, because you know it's not, like, it doesn't make any fucking sense, you start to feel shame about it. You start to feel ashamed that you believe this stupid, irrational thing that obvious, like, you should be too mature, you should be more adult, like, what, that's dumb. I'm a dumb idiot for thinking it. What a moron I am. I'm never going to voice this feeling ever again, right? Like, I'm going to bury it down deep under layers and layers and layers of rationalization so I never have to feel it ever again. And of course, that doesn't really work, but once you start trying to unpack some of that shit in therapy, right? Getting to the point where you can say the thing, the irrational thing, the fearful thing, right? Like the thing that you know isn't true, but which just you can't help but feel is true, when you can verbalize that and say it out loud, that's hard. Like that takes a while to get there because you have to dig through all of the shit you've piled on top of it first to get there, right? So kudos for Charlie. Like, to be able to say it, like to access that irrational pain and express it, because that's hard. That's a difficult thing to do. It's the sort of thing that's only possible through the power of cartoons. And also, you know, the power of years of therapy with a decent therapist who understands what the fuck you're going through. Water. And again, I'm really impressed with the work of the animators here handling the physical intimacy. It is very good. Because, like, again, like we talked about, the thing about, like, animation and the mechanicalness of that can exist in animation, right? If everything's moving on the same timing, at the same tempo, in the same way, you get this feeling of mechanical interaction, like machines. You don't get that feeling of biological, physical interaction between bodies. Here, it's bodies. Like, here you get the sense these are two people, each with their own body, and they are interacting together, but they are not... They're not like mechanical dolls, right? Vaggie is a weight that responds to Charlie's motions here, right? But it's not mechanical, it's biological. You can see, like, the difference in the secondary motion, little tiny delays in when, like, waves of motion ripple and propagate through each of their bodies, right? Charlie, here, she does this little sag downwards, and she lands here, and then Vaggie keeps going just a little bit longer, right? There's that little difference, that little trail in their motion that gives them that interconnected feeling. Like, where you can see that Vaggie is not just instantly following Charlie's motion, she's responding to it just an instant later. And making that work, like, it's a challenge animating a character doing a thing, right? That's a challenge. You spend some time at animation school learning to animate a character doing a thing. Learning how to animate a character doing a thing and another character, like, physically being in contact with that character and responding to that character and, like, having a connection with that character, that's a difficult thing. And then at the same time trying to act out, like, an emotional, intimate connection and make it feel like these two people are, like, intimately comfortable in each other's company, that they are naturally seeking contact and comfort in each other. That's hard. Right? So Charlie does this, like, Vox is declaring a war, so she pushes into Vaggie's chest, and there's this recoil, and then Vaggie pushes back, right? Becomes a rock. And turns her head into Charlie's hair, right? And I gotta say, that transition there, right? Like, oh, my dreams are gonna die! Upbeat pop number. Like, that jarring shift in tone, right? Gadoosh. Like, we just kind of go, shut the fuck up with all this emotionality, let's have a pop song. The moment I saw it, I was like, whoa, okay, that feels jarring. That feels a little bit like, what the fuck? We were doing, like, sort of quiet, soft, emotional relating to one another, and then we just kind of go, din-it, guitar! And I was like, the fuck? But then, like, as the song goes on, I get the point, right? It's because Charlie is spiraling, right? Like, Charlie is in this doom spiral of, like, everything's going wrong, and it's all my fault, and nothing's ever going to be good again, and I can't do anything, and everything's fucked up forever. And what Vaggie's doing is she's interrupting it, right? Like, she's interrupting the spiral and redirecting her. It's like, yep, all that shit is probably true or whatever, but you know what? I fucking love you, and we're about to have the hottest lesbian sex you've ever had in your life, so maybe shit isn't all bad, right? That's enough of this spiral. Time for Thespian Lex. You're gonna feel better. Like, you are the princess of hell, I'm a former exterminator, we're fucking, so that means everything is possible, actually, right? Like, it's, in terms, like, it is, like, it's a very, like, jarring kind of, like, what the fuck, girl? Like, maybe let her cry for 2 more seconds or whatever. But it does make sense as, like, the move that Vaggie is doing to sort of try and break Charlie out of the, like, break her out of the place that her mind is at and remind her of good things. Like titties. Good things like titties. And it is definite, like, it is jarring. I'm not 100% sure, like, I need to... I can see the idea. I'm still sort of like, is it maybe should the scene maybe have had, like, 30 seconds, 45 seconds more to let Charlie reach, like, a little bit more softness before we hit the shut up and fuck me button. I don't know. Like, that's... feels like nitpicking. But the point is understandable, right? Like, the point is Charlie is fixated on all the bad shit in the world, all of which is her fault, right? These thought spirals that really can't be stopped. And Vaggie is like, what about this instead, right? What about we remember that there is beauty here, that there is love, right? That impossibly good things are possible all the time, and that you're not alone in this. And also, orgasms make you feel better, which is true. They're not a substitute for therapy, but, you know, they'll do in a pinch. And still, the intimacy is there in the animation, right? Like, that little wiping away a tear. And then... whoop! Very heterosexual sliding the hand across. Just heterosexually, you know, as you do. So it's a sexual gesture, right? Like, it's like, open up my shirt, girl, we're about to. But it's also literally your hand, my hand, your body, and mine. It's like, touch my heart, right? Also other things, but touch my heart is also the gesture. There's emotional and erotic intimacy there. And finally, a fucking has-been character who can throw ass. Like, it's like, oh my god, a character who actually has hips to do it with. Fantastic. Take some notes, Vox. This is what it's supposed to look like. Besides being a sex jam, this is also just so unbearably cute. Because it's not just about, like, the eroticness of it. It's also about just joy, right? Playfulness, laughter. Which, again, I think is an important component of it. It's not just, I'm having sex with you to make you feel better. It's, I'm playing with you. I'm being with you in a way that is joyful. Right? Like, joy as an act of resistance, you might say. And again, the choreography here is doing so much of the work, right? Like, Charlie is receiving the gesture, right? And she's like, yeah, but then she also pushes away, right? I appreciate all that. And then she's sort of like, but there's all this stuff and we need to do all these things. We need our friends to come back. Like, and Charlie's trying to, I really fucking love this bit of animation. Charlie's trying to doom scroll again, right? And then Vaggie repeats the move. Shut up, you know I love you, right? Yes, all of this bad shit, absolutely. But shut the fuck up, actually. Good things are possible also. And you're not going to you don't get to run away and be sad, right? You get to be here with me and be happy for a bit. It's like the choreo is not just about the sex. There's other things going on as well. Charlie's little shimmies here are animated so well. Like, look at the shoulder action as she's, like, pushing away. Right, Charlie's trying to run away to her doom spiral again. And Vaggie repeats the same move of becoming, like, the blanket, right? And then she repeats the same move of saying, shut up, you know I love you. And I really love this fucking bit of animation on Charlie. With the blanket. That's so expressive. That's so good. Like, look at the tension in the blanket. Like, these triangular shapes that are, like, dragging down and she's pushing against. Like, what a brilliant way to visually represent the tension of it, right? And then, like, the most classic thing in the world, which is dance as an allegory for sex, right? With a lovely little move where, like, we transform the blankets and towels that they're wearing, whatever it is. We have this swoop into the space of the imaginary, and then now we're wearing actual fucking evening wear, right? And this is just, like, I'm not exactly Captain Dance Choreo over here. Didn't have that much of an opportunity to be a theater kid, but this fucking dance choreo, I want to see an actual professional dance choreographer do a breakdown of this. And I want to, again, like, presumably this has to have been referenced from, like, I wonder if they had, like, a real dance choreographer do that performance as like reference for the animators, and they used that because the way that the physical interaction here is captured. And again, I'm looking at the weight and the way that the characters, like, both are in sync, but also that you can see, like, that they're not mechanically synchronized. They're in sync, but they are moving as two people rather than as, like, one mechanical unit. That feels like it has to have had a lot of real-world reference to work from. And this is also, like, if you are an old Disney head, you know this scene very well, right? The imaginary, like, the dance, the waltz usually, but the dance in the imaginary dream space, right? That is straight out of the end of Cinderella. That's straight out of the end of... Did they do it in... They did it in Sleeping Beauty as well. I can't remember if they did it in Snow White. I don't think so. But, like, the imaginary dance space waltz, that is a Disney-ass thing. That is like... And especially one that where you have like this distant camera observing the choreo, like sort of slowly pushing it up. Like that is a very, very fucking Disney thing. Except of course Disney, well, they don't usually dance this sexy. With literal hip thrusts. I mean, you can see who was wearing the strap at that. I'm sorry. I I could not resist. I'm sorry. Fucking look at this though. Again, like managing that common center of gravity between them. Like, you can see here, like, as Vaggie is about to go down into the split, you can see how Charlie's, like, pushing her gravity out over, like, with the hip out, catching. Right, so she can be in a position to be ready to do the pull. And then catch. That's... I mean, that has to be referenced from a lot of real dance choreo footage. Because, like, I feel like I'm seeing also some distinct transformations in the character model proportions. Like, they seem to have longer legs than they usually do. A little bit. Well, maybe not much longer. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But it feels like there's a little bit of that, like, when you really heavily, closely reference real footage, that you make the proportions of the characters a little bit more in line with that. But I don't know. I'd be very curious to see some process shots for these and some reference shots. This bit here, by the way. There, like that little... You can see the little rubbing of the nose, right? Like the little squish against each other. It's little touches like that. It's those little wiggles. And it's also constantly playful, right? It's not just sexy. It's not just... I mean, they're making fuck me eyes at each other the whole time also, but it's also playful, right? There's also constantly that element of just play. Of being silly and comfortable in each other's company. Right? The tease, the chase, the come hither. I don't know if it's possible to run statistics on this, but it would be very interesting to run statistics on just how many fucking lesbians are going to be generated by Has-Been Hotel. Like, how many lesbian awakenings? There's gonna be a bunch. There's gonna be like a non-zero number. It's gonna be statistically significant. And it's gonna be one of the great contributions of this show to the world, quite frankly. And I like, we get to the end, then we drop the metaphor, and it's like, oh, they were fucking, is what was happening. They that, Right, yes. Oh, the dance was a metaphor. I see. The dance was a metaphor for a different physically strenuous activity shared between two people who love each other very much. What an impressive fucking dance choreo. Again, I'm still not 100% sold on the suddenness of the song start. Like, just kind of, like, so strongly tonally interrupting the thing. But what the song is doing what the song is saying and how it's resolving the emotional conflict of the scene is like, oh no, yeah, I get it. Let's see. That's, I think, this moment here, that one specifically, I think that's at least plus 40 to 80 lesbians per 24 hours, right? I think that, like, that moment, like, just that is like 40 to 80 lesbians an hour. I don't know, like, we're measuring it like in like units of time, right? Someone, I wonder, there's gonna be someone, right? There's gonna be one. There's gonna be at least one who's like, what? No, I didn't. They're not. That wasn't like lesbians because they were like we're just dancing together, and they're just good friends. There's gonna be someone who's like genuinely gonna try and defend that position. There's gonna be someone. There's gonna be one. Like, because there's always one, right? And I'm sort of debating with myself, do I want to make a whole video just dunking on that guy? Because, like, that's cheap, and it doesn't really help anything, and it's not like it convinces anyone. On the other hand, it would be satisfying. There's gonna be one, somehow. Like, there's always one. It doesn't matter. They could be graphically having the actual sex, like, on screen, explicitly pornographically, and someone still would be like, no, but it's just, like, it's because of their, like, they're so good friends with each other. Because there's always one. There's always a person who's so deep in comp head that they just don't really comprehend the concept of lesbian. Like, that's such, like, this. Because that used to be, and that's something, like, when we talk about this whole, like, historians will say that they're very good friends thing, is like, part of the reason that phenomenon exists is that for a very long time, sort of in Western cultural thought, it was not believed that women could have sex with each other. Like, not just in terms of, like, it would be wrong or immoral, but, like, it's like it was considered a physical impossibility. That there's no way for that to even happen because women don't have penises, right? Turns out they do. But, like, if there isn't a penis to do penetration, then it's not sex, and therefore women can't have sex, and therefore lesbians can't be real. And therefore, whatever lesbians do in bed with each other, that can't be sex, like, definitionally, because they're not penetrating with the penis. So therefore, no sex. Like, that's not, you can't have. And it's, we recognize that as patently deranged nowadays, completely insane. But it was like a common line of thinking, right? Like, that this just is not a thing that even physically exists, right? Lesbians are an impossibility due to the laws of physics, essentially, right? Which on the one hand allowed a lot of lesbian couples to sort of fly under the radar. Like, they had a different experience of persecution in many cases than gay men did. And on the other hand, it also meant that it was very, very hard for lesbians to even articulate their identity or advocate for themselves or, like, assert themselves as an identity in the world. Because like, quite simply, mainstream thinking refused to recognize that they were a thing that could possibly exist, right? And it's like, when you start looking back into, like, even the surface level of queer history, the level of complete, like, the way in the ways in which the world was just completely unrecognizable, like 120 years ago. It's like, lesbians aren't real. Homosexual is a kind of gender. It's like just the ideas that have existed around, right? And it's a good reminder that, like, sexuality, gender, all of these things, they are ultimately, to various degrees, constructs, right? Like, the reality is there is no such thing, like, as a lesbian. Like, you could, like, to borrow a quote from Terry Pratchett, you could grind the universe down to the finest powder and sieve it through the finest sieve, and you wouldn't find one atom of lesbian in it. Lesbian is an idea that we have invented to describe a certain version of the human condition, right? There are people in the world who experience the world in such a way that we label that experience, this is lesbian experience, right? This is what it's like to live in this experience, to be this kind of person, right? And the label is a means by which we describe what it's like to be a person who feels these feelings, who has these experiences, who relates to other people in this way, who relates to themselves in that way, right? That's what the label is for, right? So it's this. So when you look back into history and about like the ways that conceptions of gender and sexuality and all that has changed over time, it's, you don't have to go very far back in history before like the conception of what sex is and what gender is become, even though you think like, oh, it's only a couple of hundred years ago, it becomes kind of unrecognizable. Like it becomes kind of unrecognizable to our modern existence because we have changed what those constructs mean so much. And for the better, I should add, for the most part. I believe there was a period of time where a lot of lesbians basically argued that lesbian was a kind of gender, right? That being a lesbian was a kind of gender identity that was separate from either man or specifically woman, but it was a specific way of being, like, that they recognize as like a gender expression. And I think that has some connection to like lesbian separatism and political lesbianism, which is like, that's, I should not try to get into those topics. What was the point I was making? I feel like I went off the rails at some point. Now I'm looking back and I can't even see the train anymore. Right. The point is, some motherfucker is always going to be talking about how obviously lesbian characters can't be lesbians or bisexual or fucking whatever, and they're dumb stupid idiots, and whatever assertions they're making about, well, by definition or whatever, like, because once upon a time by definition there could be no such thing as lesbian sex, nonetheless lesbians were having sex all the time, so the definition was wrong. Much in the same way, right? People make these pronouncements about like, well, that can't, he/him lesbians are a good example. Like, that's the discourse that sort of goes around every 12 to 16 months, right? Of like, someone finds out that certain lesbians identify themselves with he/him pronouns, and then they go, but you can't have, that's not because of woman. Like, where they appeal to all these fucking definitions. Like, yeah, no, but on the other hand, it turns out that there are lesbians out there, and some of them use he/him, so whatever definition you have that can't account for that is incorrect. Because some that there just are he/him lesbians. There just are. They're there. You can meet them. I've hung out with some of them. They're pretty cool, generally. They exist. There's non-binary lesbians, too. And, like, your definitions can't account for it sometimes, but that just means your definition is incomplete and needs to change to accommodate actual human living beings, because human beings are important. Labels are cool, but human beings are important, right? It's the people. It's the human condition, the experience. It's the people that matter. The labels are a tool. If it doesn't serve your purpose, get rid of it. I get tired of prescriptivism, is my point. I think I was trying to get at a frustration with prescriptivism. What were we talking about? Right. I was watching a cartoon. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, yeah, that's gender, baby. Yes, it is. I'm a loser, baby. A loser just like you. I heard that quote. I heard that musical quote. Oh, it's a fizzbot. Yay. Oh no, I don't think this is going anywhere good. Not just because Val's... Yeah, it's because Vox wanted him for something. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Okay, so there was some... 3, 2, 1, pause. There were some screenshots and shit in the trailer indicating that at some point Vox is going to do some horrible shit to Angel. I'm going to go out on a limb and suspect that that's now. So brace yourselves, because I don't think it's going to pull punches on this. Which, okay. Okay, let's see how that plays out. But yeah, brace yourselves. I don't know for what, but just like abuse in general, probably. Because like Vox has done some bad things. He has yet to like directly inflict violent physical harm on anyone in the main cast. I suspect this is what's going to be happening now. Anyway. Well, Alistair. Well, I will say, with Alistair, arguably that was provoked. Anyway. 3, 2, 1, go. That's the first time we've seen the eyes move, isn't it? Okay. Are we doing mind control? Oh, I don't... Okay, yeah, alright. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, no. Well, okay, he has to die now. 3, 2, 1, pause. Well, it was fun. It was fun. You were a fun villain for a while, Vox. Now you have to die, though. Now it's like, now you just have to die. And it has to be really painful. I'm not sorry. You have to go, buddy. You have to go. Okay, let's just jump back here for a bit first. Let's just stay here. Let's just stay here for a sec. I like Husk's drunk animation, I will say. Like the little delay in his action that he's like, I don't know you perform here, and then he sort of he does the little blink and sort of like, and then boom, his hand falls down, right? Like that little, I don't know you perform here, right? That delayed. I'm a man of many jobs, one of them being a woman. Many such cases. That's more common than most people think. Gender be like that. Huh. That's an interesting little... Pay attention to the shimmer pattern. You see how it's avoiding that circle right there? Funny little thing. Again, it's the randomization pattern. Is probably just has a random open spot in it. That little move from Angel, right? Since Alistair isn't around anymore, you didn't need to, but and then that, you can see he's biting something back. He's choking something, like an emotion that he's like pulling back, and you can see like the lips widen. It's just like, well, right, as he's like coming to terms with and trying to process and handle it. The little flicker of the eyes. And I've accepted that redemption's not really for people like me. Angel's going to be feeling that a lot harder now. Well, I mean, I guess he's not going to be allowed to remember that, but oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. He's not going to be allowed to remember that. But if or when he does, boy, that's gonna... Oh, that's gonna kill him. But also, like, I've accepted that redemption's not really for people like me. There's still... The whole point of their scene in season 1, right? Like their song. I'm a loser, baby, a loser just like you. Right, like that they find that connection with each other in... We're both fuck-ups, we're both, like, rock bottom. We're both, like, sacks of garbage, but we are sacks of garbage together, right? Yes, I remember when he said he had a headache. It's... Right, we're both in the shit together, right? You're a whore, I'm a drunk, and a gambling addict, and a, like... And that's still the thing that's happening here, right? Like, they have both given up on themselves, but neither of them have been given up by each other, right? Husk hasn't given up on Angel. Husk believes Angel deserves redemption and could have redemption, right? And Angel hasn't given up on Husk, as we see here, like, yeah, I'll see you at the hotel. Of course you're coming back. Of course you are, right? He still believes in Husk. And that's sort of the core of their relationship, that thing of, like, they're both pretty sure that they've each fucked up badly enough that, like, it's never going to change, never going to get better, never going to fix myself. But you know, there's more to you than you think. Like, I can see more in you than I can in myself. And that's a very effective romantic dynamic for the two of them, right? Because it's also the barrier that gets in the way of their romance, right? Like, Angel sees himself as damaged goods, right? Like, I'm a coked out, like, fucked up whore. It's like, what's he gonna get out of getting with me, everyone gets with me kind of a, and Husk is like, I'm not worth saving, right? Like fundamentally that's both of their vibes, that both of their fears is they're not really worth saving, right? It's the thing they have in common, right? You're a loser just like me. Also, Husk, I see where your eyes are going, Husk. I see it. I see what you're doing. I see what you're smiling while what you're looking at. You ain't subtle. In the least, Katie Cat. Like, their dynamic is good because it is that thing of like, part of what's preventing them from getting together, right? Like from being together is that it's not that they don't like each other. It's not that they don't want each other. It's that they can't feel that the other one should want them, right? Angel's a grown-up. He'll be fine without me, right? I don't need you, right? Is that thing like when Angel shouts to Husk, I don't need you, what he's saying is like, you don't need to waste your time with me, right? I don't need you to drag yourself down into the mud to be where I am, right? It's a very compelling romantic dynamic. And a friendship dynamic if you want it to be, but let's be real. And it is a wonderful little gesture. Like, Angel ends the conversation with like, you won't see me at the hotel. Yeah, I will. And Husk is like, fuck, yeah, that's funny, right? Like, Angel ends the evening by making Husk happy for a bit. And when he does, whoop, Husk puts the drink aside, right? Husk is able to let go of it because now there's something else that makes the world worth being in, right? Now the world isn't so fucking miserable all the times. Now it's like, yeah, you know what? I've had enough, probably. I'm fine. So that's a really nice scene. That one was. That scene was good. That one, what a lovely scene we just saw. Boy, sure is a pity there wasn't another scene after that. There just wasn't one. The episode ended. The episode ended right there, and nothing else happened. Wow, man, that's an uplifting, happy note to end on. We, oh Christ. I am curious about Val's feelings here. Because, like, we know Val doesn't give a shit about Angels as a person, right? What Val wants from Angel is a toy, right? A thing, an object, something he can own, possess, use, abuse as it pleases him. Nonetheless, he doesn't seem particularly enthusiastic about this. Again, not so sure it's out of any real concern for Angel's safety or anything. So much it's... I think he's upset that Vox is fucking with his favorite toy. Nonetheless, I do wonder if Vox's treatment of Angel is not going to be one of the triggers for Val to turn against Vox. And again, not because Val gives a shit about Angel, right? But because this is Val's favorite toy, and Vox is fucking with it. He's scratching up his face. He's, like, mushing up his mind. He's making him useless on shoot days. Like, whatever it is. I heavily suspect that's part of it. Also, we've never seen the eyes do anything before. we've never seen the eyes track something. We've never seen the eyes actively look at something on purpose. Maybe they have been doing it, but like I've been paying pretty close attention to the eyes. As far as I remember, they never track anything. They never move. They never change their focus. They never follow anything that happens. Generally, right? Like the majority of the eyes in the background of the show, these do. And I guess the implication is that here we are seeing through those eyes and not... Because we're not seeing through Vox's eyes, because he's behind the door being a fucking ass loser as usual. But someone is, right? Chad is saying the eyes might be Rue, and again, it's... We don't know anything about Rue, really. Like, there's a bunch of fan headcanons, there's a bunch of fanon going around inspired by old QAs and shit. We don't know anything about her. We really don't. Like, nothing that's been confirmed canon at all to Has-Been Hotel as it exists, right? So we don't know that. But someone is seeing through those eyes, and I don't think it's Vox. And Vox pulling that absolute bottom tier basic bitch ass hiding behind the door bullshit. Like, come the fuck on, man. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. This is pathetic. His head literally glows. Where else would he hide? He can turn it off. He did. He did turn it off. So he doesn't really need to do any of that. The other thing is the sadism of it, right? Because, like, Vox is substantially more powerful than Angel, right? He really doesn't need to hurt him in order to do what he wants to do, which is hypnotize him, right? It doesn't have to be this way, but it is this way because Vox gets off on it, right? Vox gets off on physically asserting his power over others, right? And he's not doing this with Val, right? He's not doing this with Velvette. Like, when he's cajoling them, when he's forcing them to do something they don't want to do, he's not like this because they can resist him in terms of their physical power. And Angel Dust can't. So what we're getting here is a look at who Vox is when he's not performing on stage for someone. When he's not performing for the other Vs, when he's not performing for Overlords, when he's not performing for the Citizens of Hell, when we're behind closed doors and Vox has power over someone else, this is who he is. Right? This is how he enjoys being. I can hurt you if I want to, so I'm gonna. Because you didn't respect me. Right? It goes back to that fundamental... that fundamental weakness in him, right? And I think in part, he's also acting out his frustration with Alistair here, right? In the sense of, like, this is someone who is less powerful than him that he can just abuse as it pleases him. This is where he takes all that shit out, right? He doesn't need to electrocute Angel. It's not necessary. But he does it because he can, and because he gets off on being more powerful than other people, right? Because he's an abusive piece of shit. He doesn't need to tell Angel Dust any of this shit either, right? He doesn't need to reveal to Angel Dust what he's been doing or how he's being used. He doesn't need to. He does it because he gets off on it, right? Because this is where he gets to feel like a god, playing with someone else's life, however the fuck he wants, and no one can stop him, right? It's just because he can. It's just because he enjoys it. It's because he gets off. On having that power, right? And lording it over someone. And using it against them. To hurt them. Because that's power to him. Yeah, so anyway, Vox has to die. He has to die a lot. Violently, painfully, hopefully. Torn apart by his own sharks. That would be good. Someone grabs him by the dick and then just splits him down the middle. From there, just like... burned from the inside out by a lava enema. That would be good. Nifty could just pour cockroaches down his throat and choke him to death on them. There are options. There are many options we can think of. Many options. Let's think of them together for a while. Let's just visualize that. Let's just visualize that in slow motion. And rewind the tape and then do it again, and rewind the tape and then do it again, and rewind the tape and then do it again. Let's just do that. Let's just, that's going to be good. That's going to be lovely. Hopefully soon, in a couple of episodes, maybe. Maybe not, but, you know. Like, satisfying moment will happen. Anyway. 3, 2, 1, go. A little lightheartedness, thank you. Lucifer and Stolas would be such good friends. Uh-huh. Haha, funny joke. Okay, yay! Things are funny. It's a funny show about cum and dicks and butts and stuff. Very much like the animation on Nifty here, conducting the orchestra. Like the slow lean back and the shake. And she's so happy to be told, good job. It's very sweet. Kurath. Wonder who that is. Is that the name of some demon from some mythology? Also, is the implication here that he's watching a soap opera? Or is he watching, like, an anime? Because I think this looks more like an anime. Profile picture alert. Oh, they're kissing with tongue. Okay, boy, that, like, haha. I do like... I do like the performance here of the voice actor. She's affecting the flat affect of, like, a robot voice. Right? It's like an AI-ass performance. Dad, I need to talk to you. I'll send you my location, okay? Right? It's very flat. It's very, like... And Lucifer, of course... I mean, he doesn't know what a phone scam is. Animators having fun with some smears on the eyes. So, of course, he doesn't question it, the dipshit. Yoink. What an adorable way to travel. Oh, they got married. They're throwing bread. Well, isn't that adorable? So what's the scam here? I guess they're dressing Angel up. To look like Charlie? What are they trying to pull here? But yeah, it sounds like they're capturing Lucifer to use as a power source, presumably for whatever weapon it is that Vox had built. And still, right? Even still, even fucking now, by the way, slow TV head turn, well done. Even still, Vox has to, absolutely has to have his little trophy twink, right? To laugh at and lord over. Everything's going my way. All my plans are working. Oh, no, I need you over here. I need to laugh while you're close to me. So, Alistair, what are you gonna do about this, then? I wonder. If anything. Make Vox make a mistake, maybe? Because, like, I think, like, I'm still convinced that Alistair's plan on some level is to induce Vox to hurt Charlie, right? I think that's his plan for, like, getting out of the contract that he's signed, is he's going to engineer a situation in which he provokes Vox into hurting Charlie, right? Like, I have to imagine, like he set that condition, right? Like, don't touch Charlie Morningstar, right? That was his condition. That he, like, one of the conditions that he emphasized is, so that has to be his escape clause, right? He finds some way to make Vox put a hand on Charlie by provoking the shit out of him at an opportune moment, right? Like, that, I think that's what he's laying the groundwork for. And or Zebra lulls in like that, or he makes Vox the most powerful demon in hell, forcing Rosie to restore his powers. That's the other thing. Like, I've seen that floating around a lot, that Alastor's plan is to make it so that he is no longer the most powerful sinner in hell, and thus void, like, that's his way out of his contract with Rosie. Like, the constraints of my deal surely have a back door. The back door being, if Rosie isn't fulfilling her promise to keep him the most powerful sinner in hell, well, then we can jettison, right? And I'm curious what the hell Alistair has up his sleeve for this, because he has a plan, right? He's definitely planning to do something by riling up Vox, by keeping him off balance, right? By constantly playing on his insecurities, by making him overplay his hand also. Because presumably, like, we're heading into episodes, like, 7 and 8. It's the last episodes next week, right? Like, of this season. And that'll be... There's two options for how that can shake out, right? Either this is going to be the moment where Vox overplays his hand and everything collapses, right? And everything goes fucked up. Or this is going to be when Vox actually wins and, like, begins his war on heaven, and that's the cliffhanger for next season. Like, in terms of Vox's storyline, like, it can either be like he's going to fuck up and fall to pieces now in Act 3, as Alistair predicted, right? Like, lose his marbles in Act 3. Or it can be a cliffhanger where, like, he's gonna win an apparent victory, and then we head into the next season, like, that's when Lilith comes back. Like, when everything seems lost, and Vox is standing over everyone, and he's almost won. There's this one note that comes from off screen, like this lilting singing note, and all of a sudden everyone starts rising back to their feet, and it's like, oh shit, mom's home, kind of vibe, right? I'm curious how that's going to go exactly. The other thing is, Charlie remains deeply ignorant of her own power, right? We know this. We've seen this. Charlie was able to one-handed, like, stop Adam and throw his ass down. Like, no effort, no diff, absolutely dunk that motherfucker into the ground. When she got really, really pissed, right? Like, when she sufficiently was pushed over the edge, she actually did fucking, right? So, if Charlie shows up and, like, Vox said, part of the plan is he's gonna make the princess kill herself, right? Part of his plan is he's gonna torture, he's gonna trap her dad, he's gonna torment Angel or kill him or do whatever the fuck it is that he plans to do to Angel. And the idea is that's going to make Charlie so despairing and so despondent, she's just going to kill herself. And he's underestimating her, right? Whereas I think if he pushes Charlie far enough, I think rather than kill herself, I think Charlie is going to start killing other things, starting with him. Like, if... We still don't know just how powerful Charlie can be when she lets loose, because Charlie fundamentally doesn't want to hurt anyone. It took a lot for Adam to push her far enough that she wanted to hurt him, And even then, she was still the one saying, like, holding Lucifer back from killing him. So, like, if you push Charlie over the edge, if you push her all the way there, you might find out that she has the combined power of Lucifer and Lilith with none of the limitations. And, you know, that could be bad for a guy like Vox. That could be... That could perforate him. That could rip his ass out through his throat. Just like rip his colon straight out of his throat. That could rip his own arms off, stuff him up his own ass, and then use him as a baseball bat. I'm just saying, like, we don't know how powerful Charlie can be. She doesn't know how powerful she can be when she really fucking lets go and goes full demon mode. So we'll see. And again, that's the thing of, like, if Alistair's plan is to force Vox to hurt Charlie, if Charlie shows up and goes absolutely fucking berserk, Vox is not going to have a choice, right? Vox is not going to have a choice except to hurt Charlie. At which point Alistair is free of the deal. And, like, who knows? Like, again, we don't really know the mechanics of how deals work, right? Like, if Vox breaks the deal, does that just mean Alistair goes free? Or does that mean Alistair gets to take some power out of it? Like, we don't really know exactly how that shit works. Anyway, he's gonna die at some point. Hopefully episode 8, but, you know, could be sooner, could be later. The thing about this whole sequence, there is some really impressive animation happening here, but I don't really want to look at it in detail. It's like, yeah, no, this is very effective. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. I don't really want to spend 45 minutes just repeatedly seeing it be done over and over again. Like, not because, like, this is fiction. No one's getting hurt. There's no real people taking any damage here. There's no actual abuse happening. This is a story that's being told. These are pictures in our heads. It's not real. Nonetheless, there are other bits of animation I would rather spend my time looking at over and over again. Maybe I'll make a study of it at some point, just for the sake of it, but I don't know that I'll do it on video. It's very effective. It's the one thing I will say about this scene is I have personally a little bit of exhaustion with the role of a sex worker in a story being to constantly be the recipient of physical violence. Like, it's, again, this is not a critique specifically of Has Been Hotel. This is a structural problem, right? A structural problem is that in so much media, in so much storytelling, the story that gets told about sex workers over and over and over and over and over and over and over again is that they are victims of violence. They are victims of violence, they're victims of violence, they're victims of abuse, they're victims of violence. They are people, like, and it, in aggregate, like, because, yeah, sex workers do face a lot of violence. They face a lot of abuse. They face a lot of structural discrimination. Although I will say the vast majority of the violence that sex workers experience in most cases comes from the state more than other people generally has a tendency to. And, like, even when it doesn't come directly from the state, there tends to be a lot of like, structural violence that comes from the state. Like, for example, if a sex worker is working illegally, or is like an illegal trafficking victim in a country, they can't go to the police and say, help, I'm an illegal trafficking victim, or they will get arrested and, like, either forcibly deported without an opportunity to collect any of the things that they own or have any protection from whatever, like, conditions are in their homeland. Like, it's, sex workers face a lot of violence, a lot of systemic structural violence being, like, the major source of pain. Also personal violence, also personal abuse from Johns, from like, abusive partners, things like that. That's a thing, which is a thing. But that's not all that they are, right? Like, sex workers are human beings that are every bit as complicated and that multifaceted as everyone else. And their lives are not just this endless succession of violence and pain and suffering that's being inflicted on them constantly, constant suffering and torment and torture and misery. Like, but media in aggregate, the depictions we get of sex workers as characters in so much media really just default to that over and over again, that sex workers are things that exist for other people to do violence to, right? And by doing violence to them, they demonstrate that they're evil, and then the good people will demonstrate their goodness by rescuing the sex worker from the violence and thus freeing them from the... And it's a thing, right? It's a structural thing. It's not Has Been Hotel's fault, but Has Been Hotel is another example of a sex worker whose role in the narrative has a tendency to be victim of violence. He's a victim of Valentino in the first season. That's like Angel's major beat, is that he's an abuse victim of Valentino, and he sort of makes a few strides and sort of, at least on a personal level, overcoming his shame and trauma about that. And then now in the second season, his role is, oh yeah, Vox was constantly abusing him throughout the entire season and season 1, just continuously. Angel is just an abuse victim who's being abused all the time, constantly. And it's a little... I'd like there to be stories about sex workers that don't just focus on that all the time, please, is what I would like. And again, Has Been Hotel single-handedly is not responsible for this problem or responsible for fixing it. Just that could season 3 could Angel just not be abused by anyone just for like a season or two? Could this be the last season where Angel's main role is to be an abuse victim? That would be good. I would very much like that to not be his role in the story anymore. Because, like, and I don't mean necessarily that, oh, Angel should have the happiest ending in the world, nothing bad should ever happen to him, or any conflict or whatever. Just that the conflict doesn't need to be being abused as a sex worker. That he can have other conflicts. Like, he can have other problems. I would like that very much, because I love Angel. He's a great character. I really like the performance of him. I like his relationship with Husk a lot. I like the complex way that he interacts with like his trauma, and the way that he's like forces Charlie, like the way that Charlie's inability to see him fully is like tragic, and we understand that it's tragic that he's not being fully seen by his friend, right? Like that he's not, like, there are other things to him, right? Like there's other aspects to him that could be explored, and which I would be very interested in seeing. So if we could maybe make season 2 the last one where his main role is to be the recipient of violence by the bad guys to prove how bad they are, that would be good, because I don't want this to be just what Angel Dust is for. I think that sucks a little bit, right? I'm putting my faith in season 3 for this one, and also I would like Val and Vox to die. They would be good. It would be good if they like, yeah, anyone can be redeemed, sure. That absolutely, we're on board with that. Anyone can be redeemed, and also kill Vox and Val. Just like some horrible thing, like rip their dicks off. You know, at least just rip their dicks off. If you just rip their dicks off, that's a start. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure the discourse about that is gonna be fun, but like, because like in the aftermath of season 1, I sought out writing about Has Been Hotel from sex workers, and like there were a range of opinions. Like I did see some sex workers making some pretty cogent critiques that like, yeah, hey, could we maybe not have the battered whore as the trope? Like they were sort of tired of that being the basis for the character. And there were also people saying like it's nice to see Angel Dust, like that there's no element of Angel Dust feels ashamed of being sexual. Angel doesn't feel ashamed of having sex, of being a sex worker, of fucking a lot, or enjoying fucking, right? Like, there were people who took a lot of joy in seeing Angel Dust represented as someone's like, yeah, like, he's being abused, it's shitty, but it's not a thing of like, oh, the sex is the most degrading thing, because it's not, right? Like, it's, the abuse is the degrading thing. What do you think of the "do you think I can be redeemed" line from Vox now? I still think Vox was surprised that Charlie said yes. I think he was also disgusted that she said yes. I think it upset him that Charlie said yes, in part because I think for Vox, oh, I could be redeemed like everyone else. Like, to him, that is degrading, I think, to him, the idea that he's just like everyone else, right? No, I'm a singular villain. I'm a singular bad guy, a singular dictator. I'm a singular monster. I can't be redeemed because, like, so I think when Charlie said yes and meant it, I think that insulted him quite badly. And I think he felt some disgust for that because he disdains the idea of redemption, right? In part because Vox doesn't think he's ever done anything wrong in his life. That's the other thing about Vox. Like, I'm quite convinced of this. Vox doesn't think he has ever done anything wrong, right? So the idea that he could be redeemed, right, is like, the fuck do you mean redeemed? No. Redemption is for people who've done something wrong, and I've only ever done the best, most smartest, coolest, best thing ever because I am a god, because I am the best thing in the world, like, because he has to have that conviction, right? So, like, redemption is for people who commit sins, and Vox has never sinned in his life in his own mind, right? Other people have been little bitches and complaining and crying about him mistreating them or whatever, but he's never done anything wrong, right? That's the abusive mindset that he has, right? So, like, when Vox says that, it's like, what he wants is for Charlie to say, no, you're too much of a monster, and then he'll take pleasure in that, right? Like, yeah, you're right, I am. I'm such a monster. Oh, I'm the biggest monster. That's what gets his dick hard, right? When Charlie says, I believe everyone can be redeemed, Vox is like, well, then you're fucking, you don't see that I am a god, that I am above everyone else, that I'm special, that the rules don't apply to me. Okay, fuck you. Like, you're weak, you're a loser, you're a moron, right? Like, that's his reaction to it. But yeah, he's not getting a redemption arc this season. That's for damn sure. Because he doesn't want it, right? Like, it's, in order for anyone to be redeemed, in order for anyone to have redemption, even within, like, the logic of what we established here, it has to be because they want to make up for something that they've done wrong, right? Like, they have to actually want to address the harm that they've done to other people. Like Serpentius wanted to make up, to do something to atone for the harm he did by not, like, turning in Jack the Ripper, essentially. And when he did that, he was redeemed, right? Vox doesn't want, like, he doesn't see that he's ever done anything wrong ever. Everyone else is just being difficult. Everyone else is being the problem. I'm not the problem. I've never done anything wrong. Fuck you, right? So he can't be redeemed because he doesn't want to be. Because admitting that he could require redemption would mean admitting that he could be wrong, right? Or that he could have failed, or that he could have made the wrong choice, or been stupid. So, no. Right? If he changed on that front, if he actually came to understand his flaws and failures and, like, what he had done wrong, and decided that he genuinely wanted to do something to make up for it, then he could be redeemed. But he's not going to do that, because that would require him to change fundamentally who he is. And he's not going to do that. Like, we've seen that he's not interested in it. So, ripped open dick first. That's what Vox gets. And I think we can end the reaction on that note. Like, comment, subscribe, I guess. We